Hello, guys. Good to be here again. Thank you so much for always being here. I appreciate you. And you know how we do it here. This is Saffron Media, and we give you trending, exciting, reliable, and authentic happenings in Nigeria and more. And guess what? Professor Awele said that Iyamu did some serious things while he was in the University of Benin. But guess what? The APC carpets PDP over false involvement of Professor Grace Alele in alleged propaganda of lies. They said it was all lies, that the professor said that even at the time while Iyamu was in Uniben, the woman wasn't a professor then. They said all sorts of things, and of course that is a report I'm about to bring to you, so you have to sit back, relax, and enjoy, because it's a long ride, because she explained some things that happened back then that Iyamu did back then in Uniben, and she said she could never forget such incidents. And of course, APC has also come out to say that all those are false interview that she allowed, that it was all lies, that she has been compromised to say all of those things. But anyway, you hear the exact details of what happened, all that she said, and also the response from the All Progressive Congress to Obaseki. All right, guys, before we do that, you know how we do it. If you haven't subscribed, please endeavor to hit the subscribe button immediately, and also turn on the notification bell. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. All right, let us quickly dive right into the details of this report. Yes, so the former VC speaks on Iyamu's character profile while he was in Uniben. Highly regarded educationist and former vice-chancellor of the University of Benin, Professor Grace Alele Williams recently responded to a reporter's question regarding Iyamu's times at the institution. While narrating an encounter between her security men and Iyamu, which she witnessed long ago, she said, "Yes, I still remember the young man. He always seemed to be a troubled personality. How can I forget him? Particularly the night when he breached and scaled the security fence of my residence. It was about 10 p.m. as my family and I were getting settled for the night. I had coincidentally walked out to my balcony when I noticed long shades across the security light at a remote corner of my residence. Then I stepped back into the house to call the security. Then I heard a scramble as some unused construction planks that were piled up near the area from where the student was trying to climb out to flee, maybe because he heard the sound of the door when unfortunately, the university security patrol had contemporaneously arrived at my residence on their round of regular checks even before I got through to them on the phone. I was later told that a senior lecturer living not too far away from me had called the campus security on citing a creepy movement outside my fence. According to the former VC, who spoke to a very reliable source, said they had surrounded my house. The two security officers who used their own locks to enter into my premises literally pulled down the student from the wall. Some dangerous weapons fell off his pockets during the struggle. I don't want to go into details here because of the emotions and disgust that I went through watching a young man who is supposed to be my student engage in such sinister conduct. Of course, I recognized him immediately. He was wrestled to the ground. I recognized him in his long, rickety frame. I know him well as a student who has been involved in various violent incidents in the campus. The committee that investigated Iyamu's attempted attack with dangerous weapon on me made a ruling that Iyamu was no longer fit to be in the university community. I think the committee, made up of distinguished senior professors and student representatives, did a comprehensive chronicle of the abominable life of Iyamu on the campus and categorically included that he was a danger to Uniben community, hence he was rusticated. It is long time ago now, but I still remember the incident very clearly, the foremost female VC concluded. Yes, that was the words of the former VC of Uniben back then, while Iyamu was in school. She concluded all of that, that yes, she could actually remember the incidents that brought herself and Iyamu that she could remember him still wearing the frames he still wear up to now, but then he said it was a ricketing frame. But of course, the APC has refuted the claim of the Vice Chancellor that it was all lies and propagandas. But exactly, let us hear what the Media Campaign Council had to say about all of this. Yes, the State Media Council Campaign Council of the All Progressive Congress for the Edo governorship election has carpeted the PDP and the incumbent Governor Godwin Obaseki over this honorable and reprehensible decision to drag Professor Grace Alele Williams into desperate propagandas of lie, allegedly aimed at its candidate Pastor Osage Iyamu. In a statement released by Mr. John Mayaki, the chairman of the State Media Campaign Council, the APC accused the PDP of concocting an interview with Professor Grace Alele Williams to find roots for their baseless propaganda that Pastor Osage Iyamu was involved in a non-existent scandal while he was a student of the University of Benin. He said it is dishonorable and reprehensible that Governor Godwin Obaseki and his PDP merchants have decided to drag the highly respected Professor Grace Alele Williams into their desperate propaganda of lies aimed at impugning the person of Pastor Sage Iyamu and his distinguished stay at the prestigious University of Benin. While Obaseki is yet to resolve the mystery surrounding his disputed admission to the University of Ibadan with 3 credit pass and the 2 different certificates he claims to have originated from the same institution for a single degree, his propagandists seeking to find roots for their baseless propaganda and campaign of lies concocted a said interview with Professor Grace Alele Williams, where she purportedly alleged a number of things against Pastor Sage Iyamu as a student of the University of Benin when she was, as they claim, the Vice Chancellor. But because falsehood is always susceptible to amnesia, they failed to give a consistent details as regards the fictional event they wrote and published. At the time of Pastor Sage Iyamu at the University of Benin, Professor Grace Alele Williams, although a high staff, was not the Vice Chancellor. She would go ahead to later become so, but had no dealing with Pastor Sage Iyamu either indirectly or directly. This is a fact corroborated by Dr. Richard Omar Ohonaruogo, past president of the Uniben Alumni Association, who, without equivocation, emphasized that Pastor Iyamu and others who graduated in the same year with him had no issues with Professor Grace Adele Williams. Therefore, she could not have made the comments attributed to her by Governor Godwin Obaseki and his merchants. The inconsistency by Governor Obaseki clearly underscores the falsehood and maliciousness of these claims. Beyond falsehood, this inability to properly recall the well-documented records of the Great Uniben reveals and proves of the same disputes made over Obaseki's academic claims. There is no true student, present or alumnus, who would fail to correctly remember the holders of such designation as important as illustrious as the Vice-Chancellor. Acting under the instructions of Obaseki, the failure of these fiction writers to present a narrative consistent with the then reality once again gives Obaseki out, emphasizing the casting light on the questions set before him. Obaseki, did you go to school? Which year? What school? With what result? And under which Vice-Chancellor tenure? Instead of clearing the air by addressing these important questions, then focus on running an issue-based campaign that would highlight his achievement and his intention for the state. Obaseki and his nefarious PDP continue to dabble in miry pity of half-cooked propagandist lie. A character like this, a man who does not mind muddying the reputation and integrity of an accomplished professor just to satisfy his selfish end, is not worth presiding over Edo State. It is important to reiterate at this point that Pastor Sage Iyamu, who is undoubtedly innocent of this inconsistent fiction, is still committed to bringing progressive politics, democratic leadership, and developmental framework that will move Edo State forward and out of the dark slump it has been run into by clueless Obaseki, all lovers of progress and development and democracy, who by default are all in support of Pastor Sage Iyamu, can remain assured of our commitment to all the ideals and have made us leading topics the favorable movement and the choice they made to follow, all said by the campaign committee of the APC. So guys, you can see that it is really a tough one in the Edo election. You can see that from different angles, propagandas are flying right, left, and center. But all the same, at the end, the truth will always prevail. And I hope that the Edo State people pick the right candidates that would preside over the affairs of the state. So guys, you've heard it all. Thank you so much for being here. Do have a pleasant time. Bye for now.